Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're about to embark on an epic journey through the world of music, history, and pure passion. Today, we're talking about something that's got the entire operatic pop scene buzzing. Il Volo is set to drop their brand new live album, Live at the Valley of the Temples, on August 29th, 2025. Can you believe it's just around the corner? I mean, as of right now, with the current date being August 16th, 2025, we're only 13 days away from this musical masterpiece hitting our ears. If that doesn't get your heart racing, I don't know what will. But before we dive into the details, let's make this interactive. Pause the video for a second and think. Have you ever listened to Il Volo before? If yes, what's your all-time favorite song of theirs? If no, why not drop in the comments what drew you to this video? Share your thoughts, and I'll shout out some of the best responses in my next update. Alright, let's get into it. Imagine this. 3 incredibly talented young men, blending the grandeur of opera with the catchiness of pop, performing in one of the most breathtaking historical sites in the world. That's exactly what Live at the Valley of the Temples captures. But to truly appreciate this release, we need to start from the beginning. Who are Il Volo? Well, let's stretch this out and really paint the picture for you. Il Volo is an Italian operatic pop trio that burst onto the scene back in 2009. They're not just any group, they're a phenomenon. The members are Piero Barone, Ignazio Baschetto, and Gianluca Ginobili, each bringing their unique vocal prowess to the table. Piero, the spinto tenor from Sicily, has this dramatic, powerful voice that can hit those high notes like nobody's business. Ignazio, the lyric tenor with roots in Bologna but Sicilian heritage, brings a bright, clear timbre that's just so uplifting. And then there's Gianluca, the lyric baritone from Abruzzo, whose warm, versatile tone grounds the group perfectly. Together, they're like a modern-day 3 tenors, but with a fresh, youthful twist that appeals to fans of all ages. Their story is one of those fairy tale beginnings that make you believe in destiny. It all started on the Italian TV show Ti lascio una canzone, where they were initially competing as solo acts. The show's director, Roberto Cenci, had this brilliant idea to unite them after hearing them sing O Sol Mio together. Boom, Il Volo was born. They were originally called the Trio, or I Tre Tenorini, but they settled on Il Volo, which means the flight in Italian, symbolizing their soaring voices and global ambitions. From there, they caught the eye of Tony Rennies, who helped them land a deal with Geffen Records, the first Italian artists to sign directly with a major American label. Talk about a launchpad. They even contributed to the We Are the World 25 for Haiti charity single and performed for Queen Ronnie of Jordan at the San Remo Music Festival. If that doesn't scream rising stars, I don't know what does. Now let's pause for interactivity. Picture yourself in 2009 watching that TV show. Would you have predicted these guys would become international sensations? Comment below with your guess, yes or no, and why. While you're thinking, let's delve deeper into their achievements because, oh boy, do they have a lot. Il Volo has sold millions of albums worldwide, with their debut self-titled album, Il Volo, in 2010 going platinum and cracking the Billboard Top 10 in the US. 648 D63. That's huge for a group blending classical and pop. They followed it up with a Christmas EP, Christmas Favorites, and then We Are Love in 2012, which featured duets with legends like Placido Domingo and Eros Ramazzotti. Their Spanish versions of albums, like Mas que Amor, topped Latin charts, showing their crossover appeal. ilvolomusic.com. But wait, there's more, and we're just getting started on stretching this out because their journey is so rich. In 2013, they released Buon Natale, the Christmas album, which dominated holiday and classical charts. Then came the big one, winning the San Remo Music Festival in 2015 with Grande Amore, which led them to represent Italy at Eurovision, where they placed 3rd overall and 1st in the televote. C95730. They won the Marcel Bezenkin Press Award too. That song became a massive hit, and their EP San Remo Grande Amore went triple platinum. Their album Grande Amore, in various editions, top charts in Italy and on Billboard's classical albums. They've been nominated for 2 Latin Grammys, Best New Artist and Best Pop Album by a Duo or Group, and won a Latin Billboard Award for Best Act. C for EBC5 collaborations. They've worked with everyone from Barbra Streisand to Andrea Bocelli, and their manager, Michel Torpedine, was the same guy who discovered Bocelli. en.wikipedia.org. Eurovision.tv. Let's make this interactive again. If you could collaborate with Il Volo on a song, who would you want them to duet with next? Maybe a pop star like Adele, or a classical icon? Drop your dream collab in the comments, and let's see what the community thinks. Moving on, their discography keeps evolving. Notte Magica, a tribute to the 3 tenors in 2016, was a live album with Placido Domingo, paying homage to their inspirations. Then Musica in 2019, after another Sanremo appearance and a best of compilation for their 10th anniversary. In 2021, they honored Ennio Morricone with Il Volo Sings Morricone, following a special concert. And just last year, in 2024, they released Ad Astra, their latest original album, featuring tracks like Capolavoro, that they performed at Sanremo Point 427D58. This album was all about reaching for the stars, fitting for a group that's always flying high. en.wikipedia.org. Now, speaking of Ad Astra, some of its tracks are making an appearance in this new live album, which brings us to the heart of today's topic. Live at the Valley of the Temples was recorded in 2024 at the stunning Temple of Concordia in the Valley of the Temples, Agrigento, Sicily, a place that's not just beautiful but steeped in ancient history. 838 DC Agrigento is even the Italian capital of culture for 2025, so this timing is perfect. The album captures Il Volo paying tribute to Italy's musical heritage with Neapolitan classics, opera arias, ballads, and crossover pieces. It's like a love letter to their roots, performed in a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's one of the best examples of ancient Greek architecture. 990-389. ilvolomusic.com. en.wikipedia.org. Let's stretch this out and really explore the Valley of the Temples, because it's not just a backdrop, it's a character in this story. Located on a ridge outside Agrigento, this valley, which is actually elevated terrain, spans 1,300 hectares and features 7 Doric temples from the 5th century BC. EA 1521. The Temple of Concordia is incredibly well preserved. It was converted into a church in the 6th century AD, which saved it from destruction. There's the massive Temple of Olympian Zeus with its giant atlases, the Temple of Heracles with its remaining columns, and even the Tomb of Theron, a tough monument. The site has necropolises, sanctuaries, and a Hellenistic Roman quarter. It's been excavated since the 19th century, with folks like Domenico Antonio Lo Faso Pietrasanta and Alexander Hardcastle leading the charge. Today, it's the largest archaeological park in Europe, and its facade inspired the UNESCO logo. Imagine Il Volo's voices echoing off these ancient stones. Chills, right? en.wikipedia.org. Interactive moment. Have you ever visited a historical site like this? If yes, which one? And did it inspire you musically? If no, would you travel to Sicily just for a concert there? Comment below, and maybe share a photo if you've been. Now, back to the album. It was aired on Canale 5 after recording, and now it's coming out on August 29th in CD and black vinyl formats. 0.37cc08 pre-orders are already live, so if you're watching this, head over to the link in the description and grab yours. The tracklist is a dream for fans. Let's break it down one by one, because this is where we can really stretch things out and appreciate each song's depth. ilvolomusic.com. Starting with the CD tracklist, which has 21 tracks. Yes, you heard that right, 21. First up is Now We Are Free from Gladiator. This Hans Zimmer masterpiece, with its ethereal vocals by Lisa Gerrard, gets a fresh Il Volo twist. Imagine their harmonies soaring over the ancient ruins, evoking freedom and epic battles. Piero might take the lead on the high notes, while Gianluca adds that baritone depth. It's a perfect opener, blending cinematic drama with operatic flair. Next, Nessun Dorma. Oh, this Puccini aria from Turandot is a staple for tenors. Il Volo has performed it countless times, and in this live setting, you can feel the tension building to that triumphant vincero. It's one of those songs that gives you goosebumps every time. Then we have Capolavoro from their Ad Astra album. This was their 2024 Sanremo entry, a heartfelt ballad about life's masterpieces. In a live context at the temples, it must feel even more profound, like a reflection on history and legacy. Pause here. What's your Capolavoro in life? Comment your personal masterpiece. Could be achievement, a relationship, anything. Moving on, Memory from Cats, Andrew Lloyd Webber's classic. Il Volo's version would be emotional, with Ignazio's bright tones shining on the melody. The Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera follows, another Webber hit where Gianluca's warmth could really draw you into the mystery. Ecstasy of Gold from The Good, The Bad and the Ugly, Ennio Morricone's iconic piece. Since they did a whole album tributing him, this fits perfectly. Instrumental turned vocal perhaps with their signatures. La Donna e Mobile from Rigoletto, a Verdi favorite, light and playful. Piero's tenor would nail the swagger. Torna Sorrento, a Neapolitan classic, evoking longing for home, especially poignant in Sicily. My Way, the Sinatra standard, but Il Volo makes it their own with operatic swells. Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. This one's emotional, and their rendition is bound to be haunting amid the temples. Miserere, perhaps the Zucchero version they love. Then, Libium Nei Lieti Calasai from La Traviata, featuring guest Pretty Yend, a duet highlight. Can't Help Falling in Love, Elvis's ballad, romantic and tender. Amor Vida de mi Vida, passionate and Spanish-flavored. Fermenti di Universo, another from Ad Astra, introspective and modern. Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen. Their cover is epic, with harmonies that build to infinity. The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, stripped down and poignant. Opera, likely a nod to their roots. Ad Astra, the title track from last year, aspirational. Funiculi Funicula, fun and upbeat Neapolitan. And closing with Grande Amore, their Eurovision hit. What a way to end. 00099. ilvolomusic.com. The vinyl tracklist is shorter, 14 tracks, omitting some like Ecstasy of Gold and Torna Sorrento, but still packed with gems. 0.008cc9. Why the difference? Vinyl has space limits, but it's for collectors who want that analog warmth. allmusicitalia.it. Let's interact. Which track are you most excited for? Pick one from the list and tell me why in the comments. Maybe Nessun Dorma for the power or Hallelujah for the emotion. While you're typing, let's talk fan reactions. From what I've seen on X, fans are ecstatic. For example, one post from iMusicFun shared the tracklist reveal, getting tons of likes and reposts. B2F49F, another from All Music Italia, highlighted the album and tour, with fans commenting on the magical location. 8E9A official posts from Il Volo themselves, like the pre-order announcement, have thousands of engagements, people saying can't wait, and sharing memories of past concerts. D069591 fan even said it's the album we've been waiting for, after their Mantua shows. 6E6C3A. And speaking of tours, this album ties into their upcoming world tour from October 2025, hitting Latin America and Europe, places like Rio, Buenos Aires, Vienna, Berlin, and more. BBB9E if you're planning to go. Let me know which date. allmusicitalia.it. To stretch this further, let's imagine what the listening experience will be like. Picture yourself putting on the album, lights dimmed, maybe with a glass of Sicilian wine. The opening notes of Now We Are Free transport you to ancient Greece, the crowd's cheers in the background reminding you it's live. Each song tells a story, from opera's drama to pop's heart. Il Volo's versatility shines, blending genres seamlessly. This isn't just an album, it's a cultural bridge connecting past and present. Let's keep interacting. If you could ask Il Volo one question about this album, what would it be? Why this location? Or favorite track to perform live? Comment and maybe they'll see it. Diving deeper into their bios to fill this out, Piero, born in 1993 in Nero, near Agrigento, so this concert was a homecoming for him. He's the dramatic one, range G2 to B4. Ignazio, 1994, from Marsala, range G2 to E5, loves animals and sports. Gianluca, 1995, from Roseto, range E2 to A4, the romantic baritone. DDCDC7, their chemistry is what makes them special. Friends first, artists second. en.wikipedia.org. Expanding on achievements, beyond awards, they've performed for presidents, popes, and at major events like the Nobel Peace Prize concert. Their music has healed, inspired, and united people across languages. Fan stories. On X, one user shared how Il Volo's music helped during tough times. E5A829, another hyped the release with Yippee. B06CA6, it's a community. As we wrap this up, but wait, we're not done yet because we need to stretch it. Let's talk about why live albums are special. They capture the energy, the imperfections that make it real. In Live at the Valley of the Temples, you'll hear the wind, the audience, the echoes off the stones. It's immersive. Interactive finale. Pre-order the album? Yes or no? Comment your plans, and if you enjoyed this, like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks for joining. See you in the comments. Picture this. Ancient Greek temples standing tall under a Sicilian sky. Echoes of history mingling with the soaring tenor voices that have captivated millions. That's the magic Il Volo is bottling up in their upcoming live album, Live at the Valley of the Temples, set to drop on August 29th. 2025.161 dB7 if you're a fan of Piero Barone, Ignazio Bashetto, and Gianluca Ginobili, or just someone who loves a blend of opera, pop, and pure emotion. This is your cue to get excited. But don't just take my word for it. Let's dive deeper together. What if I told you this album was recorded right there in the heart of Agrigento's Valley of the Temples, at the iconic Temple of Concordia? Imagine the acoustics, those 2,500-year-old ruins amplifying every note like nature's own amphitheater. Have you ever dreamed of a concert in a place like that? Drop a comment below if Sicily's on your bucket list, or better yet, Share a photo from your own ancient adventure. ilvolomusic.com. Now, let's talk about what makes this release so special. Il Volo isn't just performing. They're paying homage to Italy's rich musical tapestry. Think timeless Neapolitan hits like O Sol Mio, passionate tracks such as Amor, Vita de mi Vida, and even a heartfelt take on Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. They're mixing it up with opera arias, ballads, and crossover gems that showcase their incredible range. And yes, they're dipping into their own hits, especially from their latest album, Ad Astra. Remember Capolavoro from the 2024 Sanremo Festival? It's all here, captured live in 2024 and originally aired on Italy's Canale 5.4205C8. Pause for a second. Which genre blend gets you hyped the most? The classical opera vibes or the modern pop twists? Hit that like button if it's the opera, or thumbs up in the comments for pop. ilvolomusic.com. The album comes in 2 formats to suit your style: a comprehensive CD with 21 tracks, and a sleek black vinyl with 14 essentials. Let's break it down interactively. I'll list them out, and you tell me in the comments which one you'd spin first. Starting with the CD tracklist. Now We Are Free from Gladiator, Nessun Dorma, Capolavoro, Memory, The Music of the Night, Ecstasy of Gold, La Donna e Mobile, Torna a Sorrento, My Way, Hallelujah, Miserere, Libiam nei lieti calici feet pretty end, Can't Help Falling in Love, Amor Vita de mi Vida, Fermenti di Universo, Who Wants to Live Forever, The Sound of Silence, Opera, Ad Astra, Funiculi Funicula, Grande Amore, Spot That Special Guest? South African soprano Pretty Yen joins on Libiam nei lieti calici. Talk about a powerhouse collab. If vinyl's more your jam, here's the curated selection. Now We Are Free from Gladiator, Nessun Dorma, Capolavoro, Memory, The Music of the Night, Amor Vita de mi Vida, La Donna e Mobile, Hallelujah, Miserere, Grande Amore, The Sound of Silence, Who Wants to Live Forever, Opera, Ad Astra. Quick poll idea for your viewing pleasure. If I were to create a YouTube poll, would you vote for Nessun Dorma as the ultimate opener or Grande Amore as the epic closer? Comment your pick now, and I'll tally them up in a follow-up video. Pre-ordering is already live, so why wait? Head over to their official link, https://ilvolo.lnk /Valley of the Temples Live, and secure your copy. BA 38. Whether you're going digital, CD, or vinyl, this is your chance to own a piece of that Sicilian magic. Have you pre-ordered yet? Reply with a yes and your format choice. Let's see if CDs or vinyls win the day among our community. ilvolomusic.com. But the excitement doesn't stop at the album. Il Volo's gearing up for an autumn 2025 tour across Latin America and Europe, bringing these live vibes to stages worldwide. DFB482. Picture yourself in the crowd, singing along to Grande Amore under the stars. If you could choose one city for them to perform in, where would it be? Rome? Buenos Aires? Or maybe right in your hometown? Share your dream tour stop below. Who knows? Your suggestion might inspire their next setlist. This album isn't just music. It's a journey through time, culture, and emotion. From the Gladiator-inspired opener to the Queen cover, Who Wants to Live Forever, Il Volo is reminding us why they've sold over 2 million albums and won hearts globally since their 2009 debut. Remember their Sanremo win with Grande Amore back in 2015? It's full circle now, live from one of Italy's most breathtaking UNESCO sites. What's your all-time favorite Il Volo moment? Was it their Eurovision stint or a personal concert memory? Let's swap stories in the comments. Your tales could make it into my next video. As we count down to August 29th, 2025, let's keep the conversation going. Subscribe if you haven't already for exclusive updates, reactions, and maybe even a listening party when it drops. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat. And if this got you pumped, smash that like button and share with a fellow fan. Together, we're building the ultimate Il Volo community right here. What are you most looking forward to in live at the Valley of the Temples? Sound off below. Your voice matters.